You got EP? You hate when that happens. But hello, Domicos. Oh. Tragic. I've watched 2 whole days, dude. I haven't played in 48 hours, or 46 hours. I've watched. Holy moly, am I washed. Oh, God, come on! I keep running into the backside of waves. I'm not even dying to my micros being bad. Yeesh. Oh, but 60B looks pretty hard. You can't make out the bullets. It blends in with the background. But hey, my bitrate's fine, so it's either your end or blame Twitch. When in doubt, you could probably blame Twitch. You're used to 160. Sometimes you gotta pretend like it's you're 30 years ago. Spooter. I feel like you're 5 seconds too late with that message, tragically. But hello, Spooter. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Fumarin. Back! You're on data. Well, you know, you hate to see it sometimes. Sometimes you gotta make do with what you gotta do. Maybe I'll stumble into a cap one of these attempts. That! This is just tragic right now. Good idea, timeout. That would be again. Absolutely not a fucking chance I'm gonna do that right now. Like, I just don't have any energy at the moment. Like, I need to fire myself up. I have zero brain. I just want to, like, I was just hoping to stumble through this cap, but it's clear that's not going to work, unfortunately. Or maybe it'll work eventually. But I was trying some Divine Virtue timeouts briefly like a week ago. I didn't get any, but I love the fucking micros on this attack. Although that one wasn't a micro. Because I've played 2 days, okay? And I'm washed. See, there it goes. All it takes is a bit of brain power. So I guess it's Thursday. That means it's tomorrow's Friday, and then we're almost at the weekend. Literally free. Taurus is one of those attacks where It's like, it's always threatening, but it's like, oh man, like, look that way, that's fine, this is fine dodging, like, oh boy, look at all, like, so much of this attack, like, look at, oh, it's just, like, you just get so many waves, like, oh, look at this, oh, look at that free hole right there, let's go back to the left, oh yeah, that one's pretty smooth, okay, that one's not, like, the prettiest, it just goes from, like, so much of Taurus is, like, not that threatening, and then there's just those waves that just pop up once in a while. They're just really gross. Like, it's consistently not too bad, but that, okay, like, I hate that. That wasn't terrible, but that was bad. Like, sometimes you just get the gap that's a little bit tight. Yeah, well, that's the problem, because, like, often I try to, like, push myself left or right. Like, okay, like, that's one of those situations that you just hate. You just hate to see that way. Because you really just don't want to deal with both waves at once. Both the left and the right. So it's usually play the left, play the right, just kind of keep wiggling. And as long as the waves are, like, clear enough, that's really not that bad. It's just the problem is you get one bad wave. So then you kind of play defensive to try to, like, get your line right. But you can't really do that because then the wave from the left is cucking you. So you kind of have to be aggressive on this attack. You can try to play defensive in situations, but then you're kind of gambling on the bullets coming from your back. Probably one of the attacks, and it might be the attack in the game, I'd argue, has the most volatility. Like, the most high roll, low roll potential. Well, besides Bumper Crop, but Bumper Crop's kind of a anomaly. I don't know how much I consider in terms of comparing attacks. Just because it's... Oh, why am I throwing out BGM? Yeah, but the thing is about Peerless Wind God is this what I say, high roll, low roll. Peerless Wind God is very consistently hard. There is going to be easier Peerless Wind Gods, and there's going to be brutally hard ones. But the thing is, it tends to be pretty, like... It tends to feel very similar. Like, Peerless Wind God can high roll, but honestly, its high roll doesn't feel like that much worse than a medium roll. And its low rolls are not, like, that low. Like, Taurus, I feel, ranges from having just free waves, quote-unquote. You know, free, you know, it's an exaggeration, but that was on me. That wasn't the wave being hard, that was just me walking to the bullet. To give you some potentially disgusting lines. You know, it can give you... Okay, that was gross. But, like, it can give you the absolutely disgusting high rolls that are just absolutely brutal. But it can also give you, like, wow, this is completely innocent. It feels like there's so much volatility with it that just... Like, the gap in Tauruses feels so... Feels like such a massive gap. It's like Momiji has a lot of volatility, but... Yeah. Like, and the consistency of Taurus is not hard enough that it's going to be a top 5 attack. Well, it's going to be close, right? It's definitely top 10 for sure. You know, whether or not it's in the top 5, it's a little, probably, like, a little subjective. But, like, it's obviously not as consistent as something like this. Or Momiji, for that matter. I feel like the range on this is a bit better. I don't know. Like, it just kind of ranges from, like, free to free. Like, the range doesn't seem like that big. Sometimes you just walk into the bullet, too. That's also why there are 0 free attacks in Touhou. Because sometimes you just walk into the bullet. Close. There's a weird cutback to the middle there, but that was a hard one to read. Okay, who wants to go die? Speaking of bumper crop, who wants to go die to bumper crop? Watching a drugged up kitty tonight? What, got back from the vet or something? You better not be feeding meth to your cats, because then I'm going to call the cops on you. Pretty bad constant pressure attacks? You mean attacks like the Fearless Wind guy, where there's just... Because, like, Divine Virtues kind of pivots from, like, you know, it's every, like, 2.5 seconds is, like, the big part, right? So there's kind of, like, a big thing, you know, you just kind of it goes in cycles like that. Well, like, Fearless Wind God, it's just kind of, like, a continuous stream. I mean, obviously, there are breaks at times, and there are big gaps, but... Kaneko Nod 1. Kaneko Nod 1 is wave-oriented, but the waves are so tight that it feels effectively like it's a constant attack. Got a pretty nasty room. Hate to see you. The exception to the rule for this, though, would be Hydro Camo, which is not a constant pressure attack. Except it honestly, like, feels like it exerts constant pressure with how much of a piece of shit that smell is. I've walked straight into it because I wasn't even looking at my screen. My favorite pastime. My favorite thing to do is play the game and then not actually, like, play the game. We just stepped in his waterfall. When I had my dog Lily, sometimes when she gets back from vet, it's always entertaining to watch. Hold up, I see a likely ban evader on the loose. Hold up. Let's look at Vets and Pets. Is that from, like, injury? Like, very, yeah. Well, it was a light green name, so... And you message, like, right at the same time. So it's always a weird difference between whether it's an issue with injury or... Oops. I like playing the game well. Is it an issue playing with injury or with, like, illness of some sort? Medical sort. Yeah, that tends to usually be the bigger issue. Just because pets have a good job, or bad job, I guess, of just... It's all medical. Yeah, but, like, there's a difference between, they hurt, they broke their leg or something compared to, some disease of some sort, right? Are we there yet? We're partway through stage 1, so that's something. But the problem is with pets, there's just so many just random, like, things they could just catch. You show up here, you like, thank God it's not Alice. I could go back. Go back to PCB. Maybe do a Marissa B or some shit. Have a bad vent. Yeah, that's always another big thing. Is I do live in a fairly rural area. By fairly, I mean pretty rural, and there is not a ton of diversity in terms of vent options around here. Fortunately, the one that's close by was always good, and I never had issues with them. Which is also fortunate, because there's, like I said, there's just, like, there's a very, very major lack of vet options in the area. It's the Kingdom of Lunacy. I don't know, 3 years? 6 months? Who knows? Got attacked by another dog once, and yeah. She was good in a few weeks. My dog Lily never had any, like, physical injury. She always had, like, an itching issue. She had, like, dust mite allergies, which is a problem. I mean, she had like a few gashes and stuff at a time, but never anything like particularly major. The medical side, she always had some issues, but she wasn't too bad. And by too bad, I mean like particularly bad. Although she did eventually, she'd eventually get, I think it was like colon cancer or something. So you'd have to put her down at the end. But she was already pretty old by that point. But it's just such a... I mean, it's a similar thing with humans, although generally... I'd say it's almost usually easier to treat them at humans at times, but... It's just such a gamble with what you can catch and such. You got my closest friends who it's like, oh, their family, they got like 6 dogs out there. They've always had like 6, and they're like not related usually either. Like maybe 2 of them are like the same species, but like are the same type of dog. So like eventually one goes, it's like, oh, time to get 2 more. To be fair, they also have chickens, and they have rabbits. They have a lot of animals out there. That's I couldn't remember what I had. It was like a tumor in the colon. That was what my dog had. Couldn't remember quite off the top of my head. But enjoying life, yeah. I mean, my older sister was in Iowa. She they were working at a camp out there, and there's a dog that they're taking care of named Scruffy. Accurate description of this dog. Small dog. Looked like the dog was probably like 40 years old or something. Okay, had coughing issues, had a lot of medical problems. And it was supposed to have died like 3 years earlier. It was like, it's probably not going to make that much more. And yeah, it just still kept like running around, enjoying life and everything for a while. Until it did eventually pass. But like, it was one of those dogs where it's like, it's probably not going to last that much longer. And sometimes you see it, it's like, damn, that thing looks like it's struggling. And then just running around enjoying its life. Ay, boo! Hina. At the end, you just never know what's going to happen. Can't emote on mobile? You literally just put an emote. What are you talking about, bro? It's energetic. Hey, she's still doing fine. Why don't you just memorize them all? So, no car. I actually don't know how that one's spelled for sure, so... Any Hydro enjoyers? Why did I do that line? That was the worst possible fucking line I could have picked. 10 up to Gads living out around your house. Where do you live, Brazil? Oop. You and stuff going to take care of them like pads? Yeah, fuck them. I just kidding. I know dealing with outside cats and such. I don't mean like that. like that kick him to the curb way, you know? And I meant that as a joke. For not having a cat problem. Your neighbors no longer had a rat problem because your cat killed them all. I don't have a pet anymore. I don't have a pet anymore. At some point I might. I like dogs. I generally like dogs slightly more than cats. I just can't see myself getting a dog. At least not in the near future. I just don't have the time to take care of a dog properly. Maybe a cat. Because cats just entertain themselves. And, like, just... Cats live their life by themselves, effectively. Some of the time. They're getting fixed, but you can't catch them. So now there's just sometimes more kittens. Love when that happens. Get a child. Generally speaking, if I want to do that, I should probably get a wife first. Just an idea. Adoption is an option. How? But yeah, but also adoption is incredibly expensive. Do you have any normal hamster death stories? I think your sister had a hamster at one point, but it died like kind of like normally. She just woke up one time and it was just dead in the cage for it. But it was also a bit old for hamster birds that time, so that was a pretty normal one. Great, so you get paid to watch Gremlins. Yeah, but it's also, I don't know for sure. You know, I've not looked into the adoption process. I know bizarre, but I feel like there's a lot of I feel like I'd be pretty low on the list of people giving me, you know, of be able to dock well. This is fragile. You look at them running to kick the bucket. That's very true. You piece of. Had pet ferret. I don't know anyone who had pet ferret either. I know people who had frogs and I know someone had a snake. I know that someone had a giant spider. Force the child to watch my LNNs. You must learn. No, if I'm gonna do that, then I actually have to have a kid myself. I got passed down my own LNN genes. Right? That's how that works. If you had a son, don't you rather have a son or a daughter? I don't know if it's really... Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, raise that question is fun. I don't know. I know a lot of people who have kids and stuff. All three of my siblings are married and have kids. Kid or kids. I don't know, I just feel like of the mindset if I had a kid, it'd be like, you know, whatever, whichever that is, it's like, there's no... I don't want to be that parent who's like, yeah, I really wanted to have a son, and then you have a daughter or something, and then, like, that just gets told a bunch of times. It's like, I don't want to have that. Would be genetically engineered the best Touhou player, literally Danganronpa 2. Orphanage say, alright, kiddos, first person to LNN Touhou 20, no hyper gets adopted. I also feel like, you know, if I were to, have a kid, whether I have one or adopt one, I'd like to probably be a little bit better off financially. Like, I'm fine myself, but, you know, if I'm taking care of others, then, you know, then it goes a step up. Also, if I had a kid, I don't know if I'd be able to stream as much. The wife work. Yeah, just get the whip. But he makes bank. Yeah, I should put that in my as one of my cravings for dating process, and make sure that I find a woman to marry that is like making hella bank. Like that's definitely the key to like finding good relationships, is set very strict guidelines like that. I gotta make sure they're at least this tall, that they're not fat, that they're not past this much weight, that they make this much money. What do we, Tumblr? There's 1K hours in Touhou 10. I don't even have 1K hours in Touhou 10. You know, this is an interesting question I've always found people ponder, and I've always found it a little entertaining, some people's stances towards stuff like this. Because I've had people, because, like, I love Touhou. Xenoblade used to be my favorite, like, thing, but, like, nowadays it's Touhou. I think that's pretty apparent, with everything I do. And there's the question that, like, I've been asked, or asked adjacent questions of, is would you marry someone who isn't into Touhou? Right, who doesn't like Touhou. That's the big one. Who doesn't like Touhou? And that's always a peculiar line to me, because I've seen this conversation with people where it's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, whatever your favorite it's son or Touhou daughter. No, the better question is, Game Butcher, would you rather have a gay thought or a son-daughter? Yes, I said that properly. That was the way I meant to say it. You don't like it either. If you're looking for a nerd or a loose, we have stuff in common. Well, because this is the thing I see people say. It's like... So, I've watched someone who plays competitive Pokemon. And, makes... Not competitive Pokemon, but makes Pokemon content. And one time they get asked, this was like you talk about being on a date or something, and someone asked him, it's like, oh, did you talk about Pokemon? And he's like, yeah. At least brought it up. Like, he's like, I don't need, I'm not necessarily looking for a girl to be, like, super into Pokemon, but, like, if that's what you, like, base your life around, and such an important part of your life, at the very least, you'd probably expect someone to have at least, like, respect for it. And it's like, oh, I gotta keep all my nerd hobbies a secret. I don't want people finding out I'm a nerd. It's like you just gotta embrace it sometimes. Son, daughter, easy to pass off as a tomboy. I do a Camus dog shit. I'm glad you agree, Walrus. A single person knows what Touhou is where I live. Everyone that I know that knows of Touhou knows it because of me. Much more than that, yeah. Like, different people are gonna have different standards probably for how involved they are in something, but at the bare minimum, I feel like And you know, you'd probably, you know, should have the same caliber of, like, you know, even if you're not super into it, you know, whatever your significant other is into, you know, giving that a chance, and at the very least, just, like, you know, giving it some amount of respect. And understanding why they, you know, devote a number of their time to whatever their given hobbies are. Hydro Camo son or bumper crop daughter. Ooh. Ooh, you're making some hard choices right there. I guess I'd have to go for bumper crop daughter, but I don't feel great about that answer. I love the Hydro. Would actively go towards bullets to micro. I wouldn't really call it much of anything that I do on Hydro Camouflage a micro. Because Hydro is just trying to predict the lines ahead of time to know where is going to be, like, safe ultimately. Which is a lot easier said than done usually, but that's kind of the gist. Jizz. Dude, wife who hates Touhou would be really funny. I'm just see something like everything. Fly dive to LNN, he's just Hydro Camo. You hate Hydro Camo. Check adoptions a little. The wait list for a 5 years or younger child is 6 years. Yeah, people don't realize that sometimes adopting is a really complicated process. It's not, you don't just show up at the adoption center and be like, one child, please. It's like trash to play. Hydro Camo does certainly feel like trash to play. Sometimes. Sometimes, like, my reads are on point. I'm like, and she's kind of generous. I'm like, damn, that felt like, I was like, man. Like, it'll happen. I'll be like, man, maybe Hydro's not as dog shit as, like, I give it shit for sometimes. What the fuck is wrong with me? I just didn't move quick enough. So I threw the line up. Oop. Short walls of bullet. Well, to be fair, there's also a second line of reasoning on Hydro, and any attack for that matter, which is where, you know, you do want to try to get yourself as directly below the opponent as possible, because for damage optimization. But there's also another line of thinking, which is a common thing that I try to play with Hydro at times, which is, you know, you want to kind of ride a wall at times. Because if you go to like a top right to bottom left like wave, if you go to like one of the lines, like say it's top right to bottom left, and you follow that, you know you're not at risk of like another wave being like right next to that one top right to bottom left per se. Okay. While firing, yeah, that's my favorite part of the attack. You get rid of that, the attack would still be painful, but it'd be so much better. It's gonna make PDH where she moves around constantly. We could mod that. I wouldn't be surprised if someone has. Make Junko and PDH move around like Sinai does on Moses' Miracle. Dude, funny. Because, oh boy, does Sinai like to wiggle a lot on Moses. Saris, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I am dying to the early game, so nothing new here. But hope you're streaming well. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the good luck. Appreciate it. Don't bumper me? Okay. Okay! Damn it, I actually had that too. I love bumper crop. Simple Domok Recording Trap Rat, one of the best spell names of all time. Oh, definitely. I love that spell name. I should take a pee break shortly. Oh! Too slow, and not low enough. Ooh. Okay, without picking Simple Danmaku for coring a Trap Rat, because that's, because that's cheap, because we just named that one. What is the best spell name of all time? Or at least the one that's in the running. You know resets run, you know strongest supporter. There are times where I'll go into my like stage 3 or stage 4 under like a similar concept, but there's no way for me. There is no greater way for me to lose just all interest in like dodging than like being a 1 or 2 miss through stage 3. Cyan 3D printer gun. That's pretty good. You did good name. Really good spell names for you to pick. Well, that's why I amended it by saying, or one of, you know, a top tier one. Like, what's one that you'd be like, yeah, that's probably like top 5 or something, right? That's probably like one of the top. I'm not asking you to come out here pulling out a tier list, going to fucking tier list maker and ranking every spell name to figure out which one you think is. This one is, I have determined that this is the greatest spell name. People nuclear reaction sounds Sigma, to be honest. I'll give you that, that one's pretty solid. Okay, I mean, just... Dude, I say name spells and Alan just immediately starts typing in acronyms. This is unbelievable. Yeah, I like Vug and Pug and Sug and Pudug and Lilies. Speaking Egyptian, he's been hanging around, he's been playing Touhou 20 too much. He braves the wind and rain. That one's pretty good. I miss how to go with the toilet. I wasn't meant to go there, but that one also, I guess, does count. Damn, there's one I was gonna say, and then the name like immediately escaped me. There's one of the simpler ones. Damn it! Ched. Dude, Ched is definitely one of the best spell card names. Order of Life and Death. What's Molad? What does that one stand for? Yeah, this today is not good so far. I should Light and Darkness out. Double Black Death Butterfly is always a certified classic in my opinion. Like if I go just some of the coolest sounding names, I always gotta go with that. Trauma of the Glimmering Depths, that's scarier than it actually is. It is an impressive spell name for what the spell actually is. Although I did just die to it, so it's actually terrifying. Legends have some good names. There are some quirky names in that. That's definitely for sure. I am just throwing. It's been a hot second since I played Fighters, though, so I don't remember most of those names off the top of my head, though, tragically. Brave a Million Demons? Yeah, but Night Parade is ruined for me because I didn't LNN in that category, so... There's another simple one I was trying to say, but I can't... Sonic Boat. But yeah, I commented on that one already. It's definitely not one of the greatest, but one of my personal favorites is always going to be Spleen Eater. Needles of Yore and the Vengeful Spirits in Pain. Dude, Needles... I guess I never gave Needles too much credit for its name, so I usually just say Needles, and then it's usually followed by swearing. You know, someone said Uncontainable Nuclear Reactor, and Oku's got some good names, but personally, the one I've always enjoyed the most is just Hell's Takamak. I don't know why, it's like a really simple, like, it's a short one, but I've always just enjoyed the name of that spell, for whatever reason.
My favorite name is Love Sign Master Spark.
Oh, what is the... I can't remember the name of the top of my head. What is the Mamizo spell where she copies Reimu? What is the name of that one? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Big Master Spark is a cool name. Oh, I definitely agree it's a cool name. But, I'm not gonna say that it's, it's so common that it kind of, like, the coolness of it is kind of just completely evaporated. Transformation pseudo extra stupid try. But yeah, okay. I was like trying to remember because I knew it was a funny name, but I couldn't remember off the top of my head. First and last nameless Maku. Who is that? Oh, is that in okay? Hikari final. Well, excuse me. I think I literally played against Hikari final. I think I've literally seen Hikari's final once in my life, and that's when I got the extra clear. Because I spent 5 billion years suffering to lunatic impact, and then finally I made it past it with lives, and boom, I won. Raise Inferno sounds cool. Tribal Shivering Star is also good. Star and Stripe is funny, in my opinion. Hidden Perfect Summer Ice. Yawn! I jest. There's probably a bunch of spell names I'd like from, Shoot the Bullet if that game didn't tilt me when I played it. What is Anarchy Bullet Hell? That's a good question. I want to say Seija, just because it sounds like a Seija thing, but I don't actually know. For Hidden Breezy Cherry Blossom. I will say this, as much as I am a big fan of Okina's Spring Final, I don't really have any high opinion towards the names of her finals. There's her extra final. What is wrong with me? You know what? You know what this calls for? This calls for a water break. I'll be right back. Truth Flat Earther. Is that actually a freaking not Hina, a Nina spell? I have not played 20 yet. Is that literally a Nina spell? Yes, I didn't. I forgot to take off my Reimu image. Hold up. Okay, so hello, Kageyama. Okay, let's go die to Bumper some more. That sounds cool, but you forget what it is. That's my problem. There's a lot of attacks that come to mind from Touhou 16 or 17, and I just don't have enough time in those games to remember what some of those names are. Like, there are attacks from Touhou 7 and Touhou 11 that I struggle to think of the name of off the top of my head. And those are the ones I have a lot more time into. I've always liked Big Box, Little Box with Parsi, though. I will say that. I deserve to be dead. Spell's right here. Wow, cheating! Wow, cheater. Was it 495 years? That one's good. Here's the thing, I really like the name of Ripples of 495 years, and that's partly why I fucking hate the abbreviation QUED. QED. Although I will say, for Flan attacks, Lavaltine is really good. Was it, what's the Starburst? It's something Starburst. But my personal favorite is always Cranberry Trap. I love Cranberry Trap. So, Starbo Break. None. That might have been a translation. I have to go to the list. But Cranberry Trap is always my personal favorite of the Flanny Bee names. We're kind of solid. Counterclock. Oh, one name I was going to mention earlier, and then I forgot to mention, which it's just one I've always found entertaining, is just You Grow Bigger. I've always enjoyed that name. Killing Doll we didn't mention. Killing Doll is a good name. I definitely wouldn't say it's just a really solid fitting one. I will say Jack the Ludobile always stands out more to me. I don't know. I thought you're the lore expert. You should be able to determine this. Use your power scaling knowledge. Come on. Thanks for the good luck, Zebra. I'm sorry, Zebra. Although I think right now I need more than just luck. I think I need, like, shots of, like, caffeine straight into my veins. You're back. Hi, back. Yay, booga booga booga. A nice amount, good amount of nice sounding spell names. Yeah, that's partly, you know, I wasn't necessarily planning to go down the list where we just name every single fucking spell. I was more be like, oh, just, you know, when you think of one of your favorites, what's one of the names that comes to mind? But I guess here we are, listening to everything. Sup, son, or Conical Final Daughter. Again, I'll have to take the Conical Final Daughter. Even is UM extra boss? Excuse you? You talking about Momoyo, the goat? I mean, she's not a goat. That's Yuma's a goat. She's a centipede. But are you forgetting the actual goat, Momoyo? Holy moly, dude. Kids these days. disgusting bug. You're disgusting. She's a real Maya. That's pretty cool. Don't be careful with that around Touhou fans. Woo-wee. Never heard of this person. What, dude? You kids these days, all they know is Scarlet Devil, Clown, Peace, and Lie. This is character. I remember when UM came out, and there was a billion memes about Momio because she had the pickaxe. Like, I remember this being a big meme thing when she first dropped. Anything else? I'm acquainted with her. I've learned to really like Momio. Gotta get her intimacy level 5 if you want to be able to forge dragon gems, so... Astronomical Entombing is great. Astronomical Entombing is always a sad spell for me because it's such a cool... I love the name. And then it's sad because in Touhou 1 it's relatively kind of weak. Although she still has her other quirks, but... Rising World, dude. Any Touhou soccer people? We love Rising World. Touhou soccer, literally the greatest animation ever made by man. Is that shots animation? Well, pickaxe is the fastest though. Lock in. What do you mean by that? Like, is it the fastest attack? Because I thought the cake for the fastest attack went to, Mystic Square, Alice, non-1, just 5 random bullets for no reason. Coming at you at Mach 10. With the power of a billion Gs ready to shatter your world. All the end of Perishable Night spells, to be honest. Yeah, they're all pretty good. I cannot remember, any of them except, except... What is it? Rising World and, Horai Elixir. I literally cannot remember any of the other... It's been a while since I played Imp Knight. Little fan game spells. Well, here's the thing. They take this from somewhere, but I don't know what from. And I know this isn't like a shmup fan game, but it's Labyrinth of Touhou. Good old... Kurumi... Yes, Kurumi does have the bullet she shoots before dialogue starts, and has killed me before. And I died. I was like, what happened? How did I die during a fucking, before she shot a bullet? And then I realized she shoots a bullet before him. My personal, favorite spell names at all Touhou, and I believe this is taken from somewhere, but I'm not, but I'm not sure where this originated from. But Labby Touhou 1, Renosuke has World-Shaking Military Rule, which I love, and the word for world is forest. Those two names are always two of my favorite names. I don't know exactly where they're pulled from. I believe they're pulled from something. But they both go hard. Could you, move over more? It's a real shame PC 98 doesn't have any any actual spell cards besides Devil's Recitation, pre-Devil's Recitation. Your least favorite spell across the games. Hydro Camo. It's a little bit debatable, but it's probably Hydro Camo, Fog Labyrinth, or Doppler Effect. It's one of those three. And it kind of, like, right now it's Hydro. Come back 6 months, I'm not sure if that'll change, but, like, it's those three. Like, Sub-Sun is up there for sure, but, like, it's those three. I hate Doppler so much. Because playing through fucking Scarlet Weather Rhapsody and having to fight Doppler Effect, it's just cancer. It's cancer in an attack form. I hate Straw Doll. What is Straw Doll? Those they're alone. Well, Fog Labyrinth comes to mind. Like Superman or Superhuman, whatever the fucking Ron one was. Hate that one. There's a couple of Yomu spells I don't know the name of, but like nothing tops Fog Labyrinth, at least over there. But I don't know if I hate Fog Labyrinth more than I hate Hydro. Because Fog Labyrinth, at least I give, like, a little bit of respect to its design. Maybe. Maybe if you're generous. Do you have the 12 trial spells? Yes, but I don't... Like, the 12 trial spells is kind of a mix between I love and hate them. Where I really like the attack, it's just there's a couple aspects of that attack that I really don't like, but it's definitely not one of my most hated. It's just one I will complain about. You say Zombie Fairy? Yeah, Zombie Fairy is a pick-me-up. I don't know why I said pick-me-up. What does that mean? That was disgusting. I hate this spell, dude. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. I hate this spell. Zombie Fairy's growing on me. Everything in ISC's finals, the dog shit. Yeah, I don't really remember that many attacks from the Impossible spell card. Grace Hydro, yeah. I'm not actually very familiar with most of Satori's like non-Reimu B attacks. Like the Reimu A attacks I'm fairly familiar with. I've seen them a bit. The other ones I've seen a couple times a piece and not much else. It's not technically a spell card, but can I say anything Kotohime does? It's like when she activates a special and she sends shit over, that stuff sucks ass. Spin the plate. Spin it. Whee! Why did she decide to make bullet? Why did she? What do I mean by she? Why did Zune decide to make bullets that spin mid-attack? This sucks. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Holy shit, I made it past stage 3. This is unbelievable. Whose favorite spells, whichever one is killing me in the current game. Hate that one. I have always said that about stage 1. Every stage 1 is actually free except the game you're playing. The stage 1 of the game you're playing is the biggest wall you'll ever deal with, but every other stage 1's actually free. Bullet rotations. I don't love bullets that spin in the middle of their attack, personally. Stage 1 is still the worst. That's true because I'm doing it right now, but when I was playing SAs was dog shit, bro. Holy shit, I hated that stage 1. Whatever game I go to next, that one's gonna suck. Do you marry Kaguya or Moko? Ooh. My instinct was to say Kaguya. But I'm not sure. Whoa, girl. Okay, Momijur. How you doing, girl? I'm gonna backpedal. I'm gonna say Moko. But, like, I think it's a really close one. I think it's a really close argument. I could go either way. Snail. Snail. Moko over Kaguya. Well, one of the reasons is kind of like Kaguya is kind of an unknown. Like, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of Kaguya out there, like writing wise, official. Like, there is a bit. Don't get me wrong. Like, I could really go either way. Why would you spawn like 6 of them on the left the moment I go up for items game? What the fuck is wrong with you? Good fucking grief. It's over the long skirt? Not necessarily. I think they're very unique characters. But I think Kaguya has some other, or Moko has some potential other, like, charm bonuses. That's a weird way to say that. I don't know, I think it's really tight. Nothing about Kaguya personality being like your fight. That's the most important thing. I like Sword Across. It's a cool spell. I actually do like this attack. Ah, fuck, I saw the line around the right there, too. Oh well. I'll do Peerless One God because I'm here. World's easiest storm day, hello? Second the game confirmed. I mean, it is a very hard attack, and it's also made harder by Reimu V. But... oh my goodness! I had no bearings there at all on what I was doing. A lot of characters already got personality extended by the community. Koish. How would you reset the fam? Any character would it be and why? It'd be Koichi. Or Flan. Like, no question about that. I don't think there's really any other close contenders. Maybe Sanai. Although I think people usually do Sanai well. It's just there is an aspect at times. House Swagger cards that had I enjoy my normal runs in Branch. I'll just wait patiently. Chirno. Rest in peace, Faith. I messed up. Now he's either a nerdy 19-year-old or a slut 9. I don't know if I'd go that far. Fantasy Maiden Wars seems to be doing a pretty solid job of her so far, but I'm also early. Yokai Polygraph is super cute. What's Yokai Polygraph? Also, if we're talking about really cute, no one's cuter than Tipsy. Here's a single piece of it, yeah. Flawed rising characters. Koichi first survival. I will say this real quick about Koichi. I remember almost nothing of that fight. There is one of the survival... Does she have 2 survivals? There is one survival spell that comes to mind. And I think her final. Like, those 2, like, Rose Petal-based attacks are, like, the only spells from that fight I, like, actually remember. I have just, like, almost no other memory from that fight. I also, like, that's probably part of the reason I just literally can never remember Hartman's Yokai Girl as a theme. Like, what that theme is. It's literally Koichi to me. It just turns off my brain, I forget it. EXN's review. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did Touhou 7's EXNN. But, like, personally, I like EXNNs, don't get me wrong, but, like, I would just rather do Lunatic, personally. But she's too cute for me. I can't kill her. Oh, that's necessarily true. I don't know, the thing that made me start liking Koichi was some of the fighting games. She was actually one of the few characters that's like really fun to play as. And she has just some top-tier lines. Tried to bot EXN and Pacifist. How'd it go? You said you tried. I think, oh, it's because you have no friends. Yeah, she had just some really good bangers. I lost a bit there, because I didn't pick up that blue in time. It's never been more mean to recover. Never mind, I'm still, like, doing really good on Faith. Ooh, 735. Pretty base. This well, you test this stuff. That just sounds like something that like is like perfect for you. The EX NN pass fist bottom plug only no focus challenge. Sounds like perfect for Alan. I hate this attack. I love this attack. So you're waiting to have a low faith? The minimum faith run. I've tried that a few times. There's like a 2-day period where like one run I just messed up a lot of my stage 1 faith game. I was like, you know what? Let's just like actively try to min faith here, and they did that for like 2 days. EOSD bottom hug only LNB at some point. I mean, you don't have to, Alan. Like, you don't actually have to. Like, you say you gotta do it, but you don't gotta. Yeah, I don't know if you have to. I think you can kind of like do normal LNBs. Supposed to make sure you're on the ball with killing these guys properly. I love Hydro Camouflage. It's a very good spell. Okay, act a human. You know, regardless of anything else, I did get to Iowans today, so that's pretty damn good. I just fucking spell. What's your 12th favorite spell in this game or in Touhou in general? Fury Poison. Mercury Poison is an attack I don't like playing, but I find it's really cool. Oof. Silent Celine. Silent Celine is not a Rainbow homing spell, therefore it's not real. Poison, you play the gate, save yourself. I mean, I remember playing, trying to 1cc that game, and I couldn't read Mercury Poison for the life of me. That was a while ago, maybe I'd be better at it now, but... The Rainbow homing spell, what, on like the lower diff? Oh, just an extra? Of course, yeah. Excuse me, the only extra patchy spell I remember is fucking Royal Flare, that piece of shit. The Royal Flare, the only attack on that extra stage that stopped me, that prevented me from getting perfect pace to Flan back when I was trying to beat that extra. Victory Poison close range. I believe we just call that shotgun. What? Why? Static, it's naturally it's impossible. It's impossible to me 7 years now, like 7-8 years ago when I tried it. That was the last time I played EOSD Extra Stage, like 6 years ago. Over 6 years ago, actually, at this point. Yeah, to the first block on Flan, non-1, and you're extra clear. Confidence booster, yeah. Sometimes you have to die to get your head in the game. That's not actually true, but like, what if it was true? It's like Keiki's the hardest final boss. I don't know if I'll quite agree with that, but close. Fearless Wind God's actually free. It was really hard when Wily Beast came out. I feel like most bosses tend to be really hard immediately when you haven't like studied them and planned around them and researched them. I feel like a lot of things tend to be hard if you go into them pretty blind or with only a little experience. Didn't know why didn't make videos on it. I am very warm right now. Eek! 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 We're fine. I'm sure he did Mary W. How better than doing Mary L. Games you physically use your overtime radioactive decay. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what that was. Wait, you're telling me that these games are fucking radioactive? That doesn't make sense. I didn't really think about it with uncontainable nuclear reactor, but... I am just having the time of my life. I say, I technically didn't play Wily Beasts blind the first time I went through it, but it was close enough. Like, I technically seen a tiny bit, but it was to the point where I basically had no knowledge of most anything. And then Aka kept bullying me. Brett. Really, Fairy? We're so bad? Hold up. You know what? Let's do it. Yeah, look at that Faith go. Oh, look at it draw. Look at it go. Oh, what a bad cancel. Huge. Yeah, it was a pretty good cancel. I hate to see it. That's another bad cancel. Huge. Oh, look at it all go to waste. Shit, I picked those up. Fuck. It's okay, we'll lose more fate. I'll probably pick this one up too, but we'll lose it all next stage, it's fine. Their bullets exactly. I'm allergic to Faith. So Faith reduces Kaneko's breast size. Is that true? Then I gotta go max Faith. Yeah, I picked up a little bit there, but not too much. Ultimately, it'll be fine. Dude, look at my score. It's so low right now. Holy based. Oh, I almost went straight to the top. I'll pick up a little bit here, but that's fine. It's beautiful. Wait till everything gets out of the way, and now we go over here. Now we just died at Exile Doll, so it doesn't matter. Didn't you pass this? I'm not that try-hard for min faith and min score. best lines. I'm gonna pick these up, but like being straight down, it's just generally the natural thing here. Tiny up spell does reduce point and value. Is that true? It doesn't fucking matter. See, we just can't do normal dodges. Okay, one more e-break before I call her. I'm back. Hydro can't make me pee. It's not actually making me pee. She's peeing my pants, so I have to change them. And a Mary B LNN 230 mil. No gem strats. I'd say, is the life bonus at the end of a run a flat bonus, or is it determined by point and value? What do you mean, what did you just hear? Was there a farting sound or something? This was probably my chair. I did not just leak gas. Sure, but you think it's flat? Because if it's scaled on point and value, it'd probably be easier to not get the extends. Oh, I guess there is also the two, like, yeah, there are the two lives you pick up. Naki missed 2 score extends on TWC 2023 low scoring LNN. Huh. Neat. Oh, geez, finished just 42.9 mil. Good grief. Shows you how much faith it really influences scoring. And trying to pick up score items. Oop. I love that spell. So, Alan, I was thinking off the results of today. I was thinking that, probably fair to say that Momiji is actually free. Just based on experience from today. Free compared to Cam. Free compared to everything. Like, think about it. I've died to this today. Did I die to Momiji today? No. I think that says something. Alan right now is secretly praying that this run gets past Stage 3 just to die to Momiji. Now, to be fair, I will say I would probably put Hydro one notch above Momiji, personally. I think most people would probably do it like the other way, but dude is actually a threat, but nobody says anything because it's Stage 1. So true. I'm sorry, I should say Trook. Chicken Bun, is that how you do it? I gotta say Trook. To be fair, I do make Shizua harder than it probably should be because I try to be really aggressive to try to get the extra fairy. So a little bit of that's on me, but okay, girl. Calls anything free. Dude, I've had to click on a YouTube link for that. That's a lot of workout. I'm just gonna assume it's a gif of you crying and balding. You know, I should probably sit upright like a real human being instead of in this weird position. Because, like, that's gonna happen if I keep sitting like this. Okay, Shizua, I'm running low on one mores. For the day. You know, in separate news, one thing I'm very happy about right now is that I haven't dropped a single frame yet today. The bitrate's been consistent. Now, it might die because I said that, but soon. It is nearing that point of the day. It is nearing the point where I'm like, you know what? We take what we got and accept that I need more sleep before I play this game again. But you know what? We got the weekend coming up. By the time I play tomorrow, that'll mean I'm off work for the week. Been kind of rough. It do be like that sometime. Fortunately. Now tomorrow's gonna suck ass at work is a thing, and maybe that's dragging on me. But hey, once we pass tomorrow, it'll be great. Cope. So finals next weekend. I have bad news about the TSO finals. My mom's in town next weekend, so I will be probably hanging out with her. Okay, you know, one more for the road. My. I'm sorry, I I'm sorry, that was a pretty weak one. We'll do better next time. Okay, let's actually pick some good Ohgane lines. Cope. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. That was also really good. This is unprecedented. I think I died to exile at all today. Which is both, like, really good and also depressing based on the rest of the stage. Act a human. Die. Thank you. Noise. We always love getting past Hydro. Never underestimate those fairies. Or Kappa, or the Kappa, or really anything. So it has a habit of the moment you underestimate something, it killing you. Just taking the full front of my damage there. Nice. She almost didn't die quick enough. Nice and neat. We need to pass all the hard stuff. That's true. I'm past everything hard in this game. All that's left is free. Stage 4, the stage of hopes and dreams and everything else. Like, I've never died to these spinning fairies before. Nope, never. These spinning fairies aren't a problem. You'll be free. Yeah, those fairies aren't ever cringe. No, not at all. It is free God. Free virtues of free God. Does that work like a double negative, though? Where it's like if it's two frees, it makes it unfree? Literally mow me free. Totally. And I died to that anyway. I hated that next slide too. I just needed one more, like, one more spot. For whatever reason, that bullet on the left had more of a rightward angle, because it probably just because it shot too early or something. Whatever. 2-0 in Momiji literally means it's free.